Alright guys, Team Set 5 here with David. He's got his Holy Knights, as we call them, his deck profile for it's Star Seraph Satellars. How you think the deck did in testing?
The deck did very well in testing, really, for the most part. Whenever I opened the Seraphs, I was able to go off with them.
Yeah.
And, I mean, really the only times I've bricked is I opened a chair and no way to search another monster.
Right.
That's really the only time that it was bad for me. But,
right.
other than that, the deck performed really well. We had locals today. I ended up going X1. One of the loss was to Shadal's 2-0. And I opened Ace Saturn in game 1. And then I opened bad game 2 and he just went off with his hand. But then we got to go start the deck profile.
Right.
2 Max C. 3 out there. 3 Deneb. 2 Vega. 1 Raquel. That's my out to window.
Yeah, that actually does
No, let me ask you. Some people have been running 3. Like me personally, I ran 3 Vega, and I've seen a lot of people run 3 Vega. And why have you chose to run 2 Vega instead of 3?
And another. Well, you go ahead and finish.
The reason Vega is because the 3 of them ends up clogging the hand, because you don't want to end up having multiple hands. Like, you don't want to open up 2 Vega and that guy. I mean, it's not bad, but you much rather just open up 1 and search the Vega out when you need them, when you have Altair in hand, and then go ahead and make that Triver.
Gotcha.
Because you don't want to have ultimate multiples of this in one hand. It just claws on you and it kills you.
Right. And did you decide to run the Rigel over Alsum?
Yes, because really the Alsum, I mean, he has no purpose besides just the burn damage.
Right. And this is your out to window. I mean,
it's not
I totally understand that.
If Alsum was more than just the burn damage, I might consider running him. But just other than that, I mean, before Star Seraphs, I ran the Alsam, but just with the power that they have, I don't really need them. I don't need 1,000 burn damage.
Yeah.
3 Scepter, 3 Sovereignty, and then Thunder King.
Yeah.
People probably question this, but basically, open this game 1 against Necroz, I'll win.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it shuts down all the rogue shit. You can't play Yu-Gi-Oh!, stuff like that. And, I mean, yeah, if I draw him, it's dead in hand game 1 against stuff like Shadal and stuff like that, but I saw him out game 2.
You side him out. He's an easy side out card.
Now, I have a question for for the rest of your Satella Knights. The one that recycles the ones from the graveyard.
Yeah.
Like, how come you don't play him?
Yeah. The one that shuffles 5.
Yeah.
Because
the Pot Avarice.
Exactly. You have to have 5. You have to have 5 different Satellars in grave.
Okay.
And just because
because I'm just wondering, because I know you play De Gusto, so
yeah, you have to have 5 tellers in grave, but in testing, I mean, the most I ever had in grave was 3, so it was 3 different tellers, or 3 tellers altogether, because I'm cycling so much Altair, and I'm using the Neb. Really, the only ones I want back in the deck are this guy. Yeah. And so what's the point in running that guy and wasting his main deck spot? When you could play, when I could just play Emerald and make it easy with him, detach,
and then shuffle the Seraphs back into the deck,
or shuffle whatever I need back.
Yeah, whatever back. Yeah,
right.
But I mean,
and then that goes to let you shuffle whatever you want, and then instead of just the Satellars,
I can shuffle any 3 monsters instead of just the tellers,
and then you draw the card. So yeah, it's better.
For the spells, the staples, 3 Roto, gotta have it. There's 1 Oaks, Book of Moon, Regeki, just the out to Genlock, same with that, and then Soul Charge. Basically, that's not the tower, but Soul Charge for 3 or 4, and then I make
go great late game.
I make Big Boy over here, and
big man,
and just make 4 he can't normal summon and run over towers, whatever I have to do with it.
Yeah.
I made it with 5 against Shadal, and he's like, fuck you, and skipped up.
Yeah.
Traps, I run very trap heavy, but it says tellers, you gotta have it. 3 calls, 3 Fiendish, 3 Mind Crush, 3 Alpha. My 2 are in the mail, they're on the way, so I got 3 of those. 2 Mirror Force, Solemn, and then Infinities.
Right. Anything like you would think about changing in the main?
Main deck changes. I want to find a spot for Ring of Destruction, because that's my main out to construct. I mean, if I don't have him, don't have Mirror Force, I really have no way to get rid of construct.
Right.
Like, these 3 are my only things going to construct. Basically, I like the ability just to go Ring of Destruction and pop the construct. Yeah, they get to add, but I have enough ways to get cards out of their hand that they can't feature me again.
Right.
But probably what I'll do is I'll end up siding the 1 Ring of Destruction for Shadal's, and then I'll side it in whenever I face him.
use you shout out the Thunder King for it.
Yeah. That's it for the traps on the main deck. 40 cards. Extra, the obvious 2 Triber, 2 Doteros, other ones in the mail, 1 Diamond, double Castel. People run enough hate against tellers like Royal Decree, mistakes, shit like that. I gotta basically,
Yeah.
I want to have 2 of these.
Yeah, he shuffled one of my mistakes back in with that.
Make sure you hold them before you leave.
One of them for monster problem, and then 1 for some spawn trap that they come out. Just
Right.
enough that I have them. I mean, if you can run 2, obviously not run 2. Number 86, big ass over here. His effects go up. I think if you have 1 cancel by battle, 2 against 1500 attack, 3 he's unaffected by all of the card effects, 4 your opponent can't no more special summon, and 5 destroy all cards once per turn.
Right.
And you attach each phase. So if you come out with 4 or 5, they can't play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Cowboy, Exciton Knight, Emerald, Chain. I run Chain basically to stack Scepter or whatever teller that I need on top of my
Right.
deck. 1 Rhapsody for Necros. You make this, you banish their Necros and Grave, they can't battle me.
Right.
1 Omega just to go OTKs and get around back row. And then Dweller for BA and Shadalls.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the deck, main deck, extra deck. There's really no point in going to the side deck. It was local, so it really didn't play a factor. So any other thoughts about the deck?
People say this is probably the worst out of dolls, but in multiple games of testing, I've come to know if I can open that, I'm a savage dolls.
Yeah.
And
Because we don't play real, like I'm the only one that really plays real traps.
if I open stick chair, I'm a savage dolls, and then I have enough traps that if they get around stick chair, I'm gonna slow their ass down.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so I can just keep playing that way.
Right.
And just the pure consistency this has, like with dolls, if they can't open stick and chair and go off on me, and if they can't find their monsters that they need or their
Like,
fusions,
if you can't find the fusion.
then they can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! And so I'm sitting here just with my traps reacting what they do, and I'm screwing them. And so I find it a lot more consistent than I do dolls, even though dolls, I would say, are more powerful.
Right. So guys, that's it. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, and
Remember, guys, can't protect your monsters unless you set 5.
in turn.